Hello and welcome to Out and About. I'm Diane Gonzalez, and we are going to start today with Jeff Mull from the Convention and Visitors Bureau because you have a big announcement.
This is a big deal.
It is a big deal.
The Guardians of Freedom Air Show is returning to Lincoln in 2016 in May. I mean, this is a big, big deal for our community.
We want you to mark your calendars. There are no weddings, no graduations,
Nope.
nothing.
Nope.
This is 2016. You have a whole year and 4 months to get ready for this. So.
And then some, yeah. And in years past, we've done this in September. We've always kind of battled against Husker football weekends, which is good. The Blue Angels enjoy that because they get to go enjoy a game and perhaps fly over the game at the
game. That's pretty cool.
But our organization, the Chamber of Commerce primarily, has been recruiting an event like this for some time, and it's always just kind of to wait to see who the acts are going to be. You put in an ask for the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels and just a variety of air acts, and get it all to come together pretty much in the last couple of weeks was amazing. So many great partners with this, the National Guard, the Chamber of Commerce, the Airport Authority. 250,000 some people are going to converge on the west ramp out there at the airport, Air Park area. LincolnAirShow.com is the website, and we encourage people to stay tuned. There's a lot more announcing that we have to do on this event.
There'll be more on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest and whatever else they come up with over the next year. Whatever app you can download, it'll be there.
And we're promising good weather.
All right. Well, I have a big announcement of my own.
All right. I'm setting down.
All right. The city's 15th annual Abraham Lincoln birthday celebration is coming up February 22nd, and we have something really special this year, direct from the official museum in Springfield, Illinois. We will be the first city outside of Springfield to present a new play. It's called The Last Full Measure, and it's produced by the museum in honor of the 150th anniversary, of course, of Lincoln's assassination. So that is going to be our featured event, and Fritz Klein, you see him here. He is one of the best Abes in the world, and he's coming back for the 5th time to do this one-man show. It's about a 40-minute show, and so Chris Sayer will kind of kick things off with some music. Earlier in the afternoon, we're having Greenblatt and Say from Avoca come and do the dance music this year. So
very nice.
We'll have the films about the Civil War Balloon Corps again, and lots more information available at lincoln.ne.gov. Big shout out to Humanities Nebraska for the major support they give us that allows us to bring a production like this here, and it's really cool to be first.
Well, and I think one of the things too, a big shout out, I think we want to talk to the people watching this show right now that this is just a great history event, not just for adults, because a lot of what you just said, you're thinking, maybe this is an adult only event. There's a lot of history, a lot of storytelling, but the education for youth. I mean, kids go to this event, it's very interactive. They get to see a portrayal of somebody they've been reading about for years. So an amazing educational opportunity out there.
Their eyes get really big when they see Fritz as Abe, and he talks to them with his Lincoln accent, and he answers questions, and he stays very in character as he's visiting with people. So it's a lot of fun. And
a lot of people in costume as well.
Absolutely.
From the era of sorts, so very neat.
Get out, kick up your heels, do some dancing. It's a lot of fun. Free cake.
Free cake?
Free birthday cake.
A birthday cake. Nice. Is it going to be marble cake this year? What are we doing?
No, it's always spice cake.
Which is somewhat traditional.
Well, I guess gingerbread was Abraham Lincoln's favorite, and spice is as close as we can get. Super Saver does the cake for us every year, and that's what they give us. And it's really, really good.
Yes. Show up for the cake.
Yes, definitely. It's basketball season already.
I
mean, basketball tournament season again.
We are obviously undergoing the high school basketball season right now. People are trying to get to state. And the two events that we'll talk about next are the Girls State High School Basketball Championship and the Boys State High School Championships in March. This is our second year using the brand new Pinnacle Bank Arena, using the newly renovated Devaney Center, and the destination that we've created in this community for state high school basketball is one that the athletes are talking about. I watched a lot of girls and boys walk into that gym for the first time at Pinnacle going, wow. I mean, this is a huge venue for them.
Like the scene in Hoosiers.
Yeah. So it's a great time. A lot of people have talked about the rail yard and just the traditional stomps in the Haymarket and across our city. So we welcome those athletes, competitors, and families from across the state.
And the weather will be perfect for both weekends.
We're working on that right now. We've got a special ask in, and we haven't heard back yet. So it's air show or state high school basketball. And I said, I think we can do both.
Now, about the time that high school basketball wraps up, baseball season begins, and the Huskers are away from home for a while, but they have their home opener then coming up in mid-March.
You know, they'll have a 2-game weekday series against Northern Colorado. I know Coach Darren Erstad is very excited about this coming season, so I know tickets are available, so log on to Huskers.com for more ticket information.
And gymnastics season is underway for UNL, and the women and the men will be in action in March.
Record-breaking year for the women's gymnastics team, and they'll welcome in Illinois and San Jose to the Masters Classic at the Devaney Center. Some great tumbling action at the Devaney Center.
There was a great picture in the paper of the gymnast who scored a perfect 10 on the vault.
Yes.
Pure joy.
Yes.
Pure joy
It's a
in that
good
face.
look.
So the women are here March 1st, the men on March 15th then. It's senior night for that big event.
Yes, it is Pepsi Pack the House night, and this is a big deal for a few reasons. It's senior night, and it's the last meet of the season, and they're going to bring in Iowa, Minnesota, and Penn State competitors from the Big Ten.
That'll be fun. If you want some action on a little younger level, we've got 4th through 8th graders participating in basketball at the Abbott Sports Complex.
Yeah, one of the larger, more competitive organizations is the Cornhusker Shooting Stars, so they're hosting this tournament. Abbott grades 4th through 8th in both boys and girls. CornhuskerShootingStars.com is their website. Great youth basketball in this community. We have a very up-and-coming athletic audience out there that's striving for state high school championships at some point.
And maybe playing for the university.
That would be a good
at
thing.
Pinnacle Bank
Keep an
Arena
eye on 'em.
someday. Let's go out to the Events Center, and biggest show ever for the Railway Association. I love model trains. We had one when I was a kid. They're so much fun.
Is it the decorations that go with it, the landscape, or just the train?
We had one where you could put in liquid smoke and then it would puff as it went around
Nice.
the track. Yeah, it was
Nice.
really cool.
This is a great event. 50 tables of dealers selling trains, everything that has to do with books, other railroad-related items. They'll have clinics on scenery, how to put together your own scenery and landscape.
I wouldn't want to trust me with any of the wiring.
No, it's not that hard. It's really not. A lot of great how-to opportunities. You should probably stop out to the event center
I
for the
just
train
might
show.
do that. I do love some model trains. Now, the Abate Bike Show is coming up, and wow, this draws over 7,000 people.
For 27 years they've been doing the Abate Show, and this is a great event. Over 300 bikes on display, including unique bikes. This year, special judge will be Donnie Smith, a custom bike builder. Some people have seen him on TV. He'll be visiting this show at the Lancaster Event Center.
And I checked this out. It looks like the train show and the bike show are going on at the same time. That reminds us just how much space is out there at the event center. And there'll probably be a lot of people attending both.
There will be, and there's plenty of free parking. So if you're listening now thinking, I don't know if I'm going to go out there, it's going to be crazy, plenty of free parking at the Lancaster Event Center.
All right, coming up March 8th, the annual Rocky Manginelli Memorial Swap Meet. And I have an assignment for you for next year.
All right?
I want you to get us a picture of Rocky Manginelli.
Are you curious about what Rocky looks like?
Yes,
Just
we
the
talk
name?
about him every
Right,
year, and
right,
we don't.
picture.
We talk about this meet. I don't know anything about this guy. Someone
So-
needs to call us and give us a photo or something. I Googled
Okay.
him and came up with someone from Connecticut.
Probably
So-
not it.
Probably not him.
So a
but-
picture for Diane. If I could get it autographed at the event, would it be to Diane or?
Well, since
to
it's a
to my-
memorial swap meet, I don't
Right.
think that
They might have
Mr.
some photos.
Manginelli is still with us.
Right, but they might have some photos.
We'll see what you
We'll
can
work
do.
on it for you.
All right.
This the event brings in annually 20,000 people from across the Midwest, and in fact, the trucks and trailers that come in to swap their wares will line up all the way down 84th Street to Highway 6 out to I-80. This is a huge event for our region.
And you can bring in a food donation or cash to help
Yep.
out the food bank. And so a year from now, we will know more about Mr. Manginelli. I think it's only right.
I'm working on it.
Pioneers Park has a fun event coming up with the Gem and Mineral Club.
Yeah, a lot of great fossils, rocks, minerals, all kinds of things on display at the show. You can also bring in your own rocks and specimens that you might find out in the mountains or in your backyard, and they'll actually take a look at them in their drop-in program. So a great way to identify some rocks that you have.
And another great event for kids at Moral Hall. I was going to say Elephant Hall, same thing. A guy who volunteered at the Smithsonian handling insects is going to come. I bet he's not talking about insects. He's talking about polymers.
Yeah, you're referring to John Winkelsauce. He'll have a science lab at Moral Hall as you investigate polymers and much, much more. His experience at the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History is one that's pretty valuable. And he helped in the insect zoo, bringing out large insects for the public to interact with. Ooh,
Sounds like fun.
yeah, sounds like a lot of fun.
The Lincoln Wine and Food Experience is back. This is the 7th annual big event. Russ's does this to benefit the Playhouse, and it has become their biggest fundraiser.
Biggest fundraiser to the tune of almost $200,000 raised in years past, and about 90 booths of food and wine and cheese and everything you can imagine. This is a neat event. A lot of people keep saying this is one of those events they mark on their calendar
Right.
that I want to go back year after year after year. Great date night opportunity.
Absolutely, and do not make a dinner reservation for after this event because you will be stuffed.
I don't even think you'll have room for coffee after this event. So
But they're probably having samples.
They will.
They will have samples
Yes.
of coffee as well. Just in time for Valentine's Day, we have 3 romantic theatrical productions coming up in the community.
This is Almost Maine is the first one at the Haymarket Theater. A story of a couple in Maine and their unexpected and hilarious ways of love. The New York Times says it's a whimsical approach to the joys and perils of romance.
And the classic South Pacific is coming up at Nebraska Wesleyan, and this is more about people battling their prejudices in unconventional love affairs.
Yeah, of course, this is a 1949 Broadway musical. You've said it all right there. McDonald Theater, Nebraska Wesleyan University. South Pacific sounds like a lot of fun.
Those were some pretty groundbreaking topics in the late 40s.
I couldn't even imagine.
So, yes. Marriage of Figaro, a modern-day Marriage of Figaro, coming up with the UNL Opera. There we go.
Two
UNL Opera.
dysfunctional families unite for the marriage of their children, Dino and Muffin.
Muffin.
This wedding premiered at the Chicago Lyric Opera in 2004. So relatively new production when you compare it to South Pacific, but still sounds like a nice event over at Kimball Hall.
And if those names sound familiar, this is adapted from Robert Altman's film A Wedding.
Yes.
So it should be
Yes.
a great production. The annual Cayley Dance is coming up at the Auld Recreation Center. This is the Lincoln Irish Dancers, one of the biggest dance events. This is a lot of fun. I have gone to this before, and it's really exhausting too, but a lot of fun.
Not only are you going to get a chance to dance. Now, if you're thinking out there, I can't dance. I mean, my feet are like one big hoof. I can't do anything. They're going to teach you how to do the Cayley while you're out there. They'll have a dance instructor. They'll have the Rivertown String Band playing music. Raffles, trinkets, face stickers for the kids. This is a true family-friendly event. Always happens the Sunday before St. Patrick's Day. So don't think that you can't squeeze it into your St. Patrick's Day activities. Everything will take place at the Auld Center, the Recreation Center over at the Antelope Park.
It starts at 6:30, but if you do want to get a little practice
Yes.
in, Catherine Shearer Bishop will be hosting a dance workshop at the YWCA that afternoon, so you can go and look like a pro.
26th and O. Some people said, well, YWCA is not downtown anymore. Well,
No, it's not.
Location, 26th and O.
It's easy to find.
It is.
Now we have some challenging names in the Aubin Music performance coming up, but it's all French. I'm going to let you start.
I was just going to call it a midday soiree because last month I did horrible with pronunciations.
Yeah, we both butchered quite a few pronunciations last. I think this is Duruflé and Poulenc.
Poulenc, thank you, and the university singers and conductor Peter Eklund bring us the creme de la creme of French choral repertoire, Duruflé's Requiem. This should be a lot of fun. And one of America's most promising young conductors, Christopher Lee, performs in his Lincoln debut featuring Francis Poulenc's Concerto for Organ, Strings, and Timpani.
You did very well with those pronunciations. Quite proud of you.
Thank you very much.
There's some more challenging ones coming up in the Lincoln Civic Orchestra's concert. This is called Solos and Dancing, and this orchestra has a very interesting background.
The symphonic orchestra comprised of community musicians from around the area. This ensemble regularly performs on the Nebraska Wesleyan campus and then travels to other communities with concert presentations. And this is called Solos and Dancing. I've got 4 or 5. I don't know if the board even had it up there or not, but
One of my favorites
Yes.
is listed, Copeland's Hoedown
Yep.
from Rodeo. That's great. Also, the Nebraska Wesleyan Senior Solo Selections
Yep.
will also be part of this program.
and that a part of it is to be announced. So stay tuned. Give them a call if you have any questions over at the O'Donnell Auditorium at Nebraska Wesleyan.
And Famous Fives is the name of the Lincoln Symphony Orchestra concert coming up February 28th. Features a couple of famous Fifth Symphonies.
Yes, and they'll be by iconic German composers. The concert begins with LSO's musicians Anton Miller, John Bailey, and of course the maestro,
Maestro
Edward
Ed.
Polachek, in a performance of Bach's Brandenburg Concerto No. 5 in D major. I did pretty well with that one, but that was pretty simple. This is a great event, Lead Center for Performing Arts, and there's so much going on at the Lead Center coming up. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg
Absolutely. You forgot, though, Mahler's Intense and Dramatic Symphony No. 5.
with the hauntingly lovely
Adagietto.
Adagietto. Very good.
I think we did much better
We
this
did. We
month.
worked on this.
We did. If people want to find out any more about what's going on in Lincoln, lincoln.org?
Yes.
Lincoln.org is the website.
And that, of course, you can give us a call at 434-5348. That's our visitor center down at 7th and P. Stop in on a cold morning or cold afternoon, ask for a cup of coffee, and challenge the visitor staff for something great to do in Lincoln, and we'll hook you up.
There'll be a few things.
Yes, there
Just
will be.
a few. And when we come back, more from the Lead Center as the 25th anniversary season continues. We'll see you in a bit.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About. Mayor Chris Beitler has proclaimed 2015 as the Year of the Lead to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Lead Center for Performing Arts. The historic season began last fall, and some of the best is yet to come. And joining me to talk about the rest of the season, Executive Director Bill Steffen. Thank you so much. It's been an exciting season so far. What have some of the highlights been?
It has been a fabulous, historic season at the Lead Center with iconic artists in every art form. Of course, we kicked things off with the greatest jazz trumpeter alive, Wynton Marsalis from the Lincoln Center Jazz Orchestra, and a memorable performance back in September. Paula Poundstone was lots of fun. Probably the most iconic, performance this year so far has been Yo-Yo Ma, where he did a lecture in addition to a performance. And Yo-Yo Ma has really been a huge part of the Lead Center history. Over the past 25 years, he performed for our 5th, 10th, 20th, and now 25th anniversary. So it's neat to have one artist who's weaved through all these years and had him back. It was really special. And we've been talking about what we're going to do for the 50th.
That will be great. Now, the attendance has been really strong. In fact, you've made a top 100 list.
Yes, Lead Center again this year was in the top 100 theaters for ticket sales in the world. So we're thrilled that the Lead Center is a vibrant venue and such a special year, and people from across Nebraska coming to see these great artists.
Best of the Best continue at the Lead Center starting February 6th with the Top American Orchestra.
Yes, the first time the Chicago Symphony Orchestra has ever been at the Lead Center and in Lincoln, Nebraska. We're thrilled to have the #1 American Orchestra, and they're performing the most popular orchestral piece of all time, Beethoven's Fifth Symphony.
Oh, wonderful.
So that's just going to be a real treat. Last year we had the Cleveland Orchestra, and we had people telling me it was a spiritual experience. And so we anticipate that this huge, precise orchestra will be a real treat.
And then just in time for Valentine's Day, the Swan Lake Ballet with Suzanne Farrell.
Suzanne Farrell, one of the most famous ballerinas in the world, and her ballet from the Kennedy Center, Swan Lake, and Balanchine Swan Lake. So it's a little different than maybe some of the Swan Lakes you've seen in the past, but all the tutus and beautiful music, and it'll be a fabulous evening, great way to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Then you're going to take a trip back to the 20s with 2 productions, starting with Nice Work If You Can Get It.
Yes, Nice Work If You Can Get It, all new Gershwin musical. It was just on Broadway. This is the Nebraska premiere of this musical, and lots of girls, glamour, and Gershwin.
Big numbers.
Yes, it's traditional Broadway, fancy costumes, feathers, and lots of jewels and Gershwin music.
And Gershwin,
yeah,
yes.
all your favorite Gershwin songs and
I've
a brand
got
new
a crush
music.
on you, Someone to Watch Over Me.
Yes.
Oh, some of the best.
Yeah, some of the best, and with all new choreography and Tony-winning production. It should be a lot of fun. First time ever in Nebraska.
And then from the big screen, a lot of people saw The Great Gatsby,
Yes.
the movie production, and they can see it live on stage, which is always better.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's so fun, to have a theatrical production. This is just a straight play, so those people who enjoy dramas, this is a great opportunity.
Second City is coming back. Lots of comedy. Where some of the greats started out there.
Absolutely, Second City never fails to be, entertaining. Part of it's improv, part of it's sketch, and they're pretty much the #1 comedy troupe in America, having brought the careers of people like Tina Fey and Stephen Colbert, and they all came through Second City. So you really get to see the next Stephen Colbert live on stage, at the Lead Center.
Oh, there's only one. There's only one.
Yeah,
Stephen.
true. All right, maybe the next Tina Fey. So.
There you go. Stomp is coming back March 6th and 7th. Boy, that is truly an experience.
Yeah. Stomp, is one of the most popular Broadway shows in Lead Center history, and we thought what a wonderful time to have it back for the 25th anniversary. And we actually are just adding an extra performance. The high demand we currently had 2 performances, and we're adding a 3rd for Saturday afternoon. And
Do you have any hints on what their new percussion instruments are?
they use all kinds of crazy instruments, from trash cans to push brooms and anything you never know what they may bring out on stage, but you know that it will be extremely entertaining and innovative and a lot of fun.
And always surprising.
Yes, very surprising and very rhythmic.
Well, what they can get out of just simple everyday
It's
objects
true,
is
yeah.
amazing. Another Grammy Award winning performance coming with, or a Grammy Award winner coming with Joshua Bell in March.
Yes. Joshua Bell is widely recognized as the greatest violinist of his generation. He performed at the Lead Center a few years ago, just breathtaking. It's amazing what an individual, one of the great artists can perform solo. And we talked about breathtaking with the Cleveland Orchestra and Chicago Orchestra. Joshua Bell is just amazing. And we actually have we started a silver screen movie series this spring in part of our 25th anniversary, and people can see the Red Violin at the Ross for free. And he got a Grammy for the soundtrack of the Red Violin.
That's wonderful.
And so you can warm up for a free movie at the Ross, seeing the Red Violin, and then come see Joshua Bell.
St. Patrick's Day is one of my favorite holidays, and speaking of Grammy Awards, 6-time Grammy Award winners, the Chieftains, just right before St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
What a coup.
Yeah, we got the number most famous, most celebrated Irish group of all time, the Chieftains, on the Saturday before St. Patrick's Day. And St. Patrick's Day is kind of special for the Lead Center because that was our official dedication date in 1990. So that's officially, our 25th anniversary by dedication date. And so couldn't have a better group to be celebrating than the Chieftains.
The Chieftains are wonderful.
Yes,
I've had the
direct from
opportunity to
Ireland
see
and
them.
just legendary. And it's been a few years since they've been in Lincoln, so we're thrilled to have them back.
Tell us about March 18th and Mummenschanz. Have they been here before?
Mummenschanz was here in the 90s. Sold out crowd. One of the longest running special attractions in Broadway history. They come from Switzerland, and they're mask theater, and so they just all these crazy characters that make you wonder, make you laugh. And they're just incredible artists, and we're thrilled to have them back. It's something really fun for all ages. It's a family show, but yet you could be, a senior citizen and find it, imaginative and creative, and it stretches your boundaries. It's lots of fun, and a lot of humor involved in all those crazy creatures.
Now, on March 21st is something really special. 200 of our closest friends will be on stage singing.
Yes, Nebraska Sings. We are thrilled to be celebrating song at the Lead Center as part of our 25th anniversary, and we're featuring several large choral ensembles that will all combine at the end to do a brand new piece called Let There Be Music. With Kurt Connect, Nebraska's own, wrote the piece, and we're going to Battle Hymn of the Republic. It's going to be a wonderful evening of song that people will not want to miss that special event.
Then 2 days later, Peter and the Starcatcher is on the stage. This one, 5 Tonys.
Yes, and this is a play with music. It's the prequel to Peter Pan, so you can find out how did Peter Pan become Peter Pan, how did Captain Hook become Captain Hook, and it's a delightful show, Tony winning, first time in Nebraska. I saw it on Broadway, and it's a lot of fun. It's kind of, I would say it's Monty Python meets Shakespeare.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and then to wrap things up, April 7th, one of the best dance theater companies anywhere.
Yes, Alvin Ailey, American Dance Theater, the #1 modern dance company in the world. We're thrilled to have them return to the Lead Center. Their last performance, the audience stood up, standing ovation after the first dance.
Wow.
And I had many people tell me it was the greatest performance they'd ever seen in their life. And these were patrons that regularly go to Broadway shows and travel all over the world, and they were just amazed with their skill. Their dancers are like solid muscle, and the beauty and the precision and expression is just like no other. And so we really hope everyone will come join us in this special performance of Alvin Ailey.
We want to let people know leadcenter.org is the website where you can check out all the great events. And to get tickets, 472-4747. Something else that's been going on is the renovation of the Carson Theater.
Yes.
You're getting ready to finish that project up.
Absolutely. Part of our 25th anniversary, and it certainly will continue after our 25th anniversary, is to revitalize the Leeds Center and to make it just continue to be a fantastic world venue for future generations. And one of our big projects is the renovation of the Carson Theater. And so we're just putting the finishing touches on it now, and over the coming months we'll finish it up. We'll be rededicating it, it's tentatively scheduled for June. It has a brand new entrance, a new lobby, new stage floor, and so it'll be a wonderful way to celebrate theater in Lincoln, and the community groups. It's our most used space with local arts groups, and so I think it's just going to be a wonderful new addition to the community in terms of with the renovations.
Now, a lot of groups, after their big 25th anniversary celebration, they'd breathe a sigh of relief and they'd take a break for a while. You are moving ahead with something brand new. You've commissioned works before, but you're actually commissioning and producing a local production coming up in 2016.
Yes, I attended the Vital Signs breakfast put on by the Lincoln Community Foundation, and where they talked about some of the statistics of what's happening in Lincoln, and it came about that hunger and poverty had been rising in Lincoln, and immediately following that I got talking with some of my staff about, well, how can the Leeds Center play a role in addressing hunger and poverty in Lincoln? And we came up with what better way could we address that and play a role in the community of making Lincoln stronger and bringing more prosperity to everyone than to create a play and to kind of put those issues that we have on the stage. And we came up with a new production called Grumble, and Puddin' in the Grumble. And it's really remarkable. Becky K. Boson, who's on our staff at the Lead, and Petra Walquist are working on creating this brand new piece. The Lincoln Community Foundation is sponsoring this event. It's their 60th anniversary. That's
right.
And so we're thrilled to be partnering with them with this brand new play with music for families of all ages. I think it's going to be a very special piece that not only I think will resonate in Lincoln and you really bring an important issue, to families and to people of all ages. I think it has possibilities to go beyond Lincoln, certainly across the state, and maybe even internationally.
Well, hunger certainly is not a problem that's limited to our city, state,
Absolutely.
or nation. So.
Yeah, and I think the arts have a special way of being able to communicate issues that are sometimes tough, that you don't have a hard time talking about and understanding. And so I think we hope through this play that we'll be able to have a really meaningful dialogue in the community to make Lincoln a stronger and better place in the future.
All right, to wrap things up, I want to mention a little bit from the mayor's proclamation. He talks about educating, inspiring, and entertaining the people of Nebraska through the performing arts. It sums it up pretty good.
It does. That's our mission.
So it is certainly a real icon here in Lincoln, and has given so many people the opportunity to experience the arts in a way they could not have without it. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
We look forward to sharing more future events soon.
Again, leadcenter.org is the website, and the phone number to call for tickets is 402-472-4747. Pinnacle Bank Arena continues to make news as well. We'll have more with Tom Lorenz after this break.
This city isn't what outsiders think. Lincoln has always had the reputation of being a sleepy Midwest city, but not the type of place people think about living, especially young people. We've just never really been the place people dream about. That's about to change. It's time to change perceptions. Exciting things are happening in our city, big things. Our spirit has a renewed sense of energy, and there's enthusiasm in our collective voice. You can feel it in the streets, see it on the skyline, hear it in the ideas of our young entrepreneurs and creative class. This might be a quiet, laid-back city, but it's buzzing with a flourishing economy and a rich, vibrant culture. Be young, have a booming career, raise a family. You can do it all here, and it just keeps getting better. We're the crossroads of blue skies and bustling progress, the sweet spot of balanced living. It feels good to be here, to be a part of it. In Lincoln, life is right. Now, it's time to let the world know.
Welcome back to Out and About, and Tom Lorenz joins us now from Pinnacle Bank Arena, and the concert announcements just keep coming.
Lots of great stuff happening, and it's always that time after the holidays when the agents get back into their offices, and a lot of good things happen then, so it's always an exciting time for us.
I know a lot of people have been waiting for Rush, waiting for that Rush announcement, and finally it's here.
It's finally here. They're only doing 34 dates on their tour. This is Rush 40 great years of music. What an exciting band to have come here. We've been doing some of these. It seems like there's a lot of tours that are kind of doing their last outs, and to be able to get them to come to the Midwest here, to come to Pinnacle Bank Arena, is just really an honor. The fans of Rush are very vocal.
Yes,
and,
they are.
It's been great to get those emails. It's like, hey, finally. So no, it's really, really, really nice.
I think people started talking about Rush as soon as the voters approved the arena project.
You know what they have, and there's been a few very vocal people in the community that remind me every time I see them, and so now at least it was really exciting to be able to announce that.
I'm sure on May 11th they'll be saying, when are they coming back? So.
I hope so. And you never know. I mean, they always schedule these farewell tours, but these guys have a lot of fun, and they certainly love the Lincoln audiences, and we'll be ready for them.
May 20th, we have Eric Church coming. I don't know much about Eric Church.
Eric Church is, he's a country, really rising country star. He's really, really good. And it's, country really kind of crosses those lines. You get sort of the twangy old country, and then you get rock and roll country. And Eric Church is definitely rock and roll country. He'll be here. He had come through Pershing, I think, several years ago, kind of on his way up. He's one of the hottest acts out there right now. Right now, as we're looking at the way the tickets are selling, and it's nearly sold out, but there still are some balcony, some around $35 range tickets up there. It'll be our attendance record for Pinnacle Bank Arena. It's really good. They're selling all the way around. He does a tremendous show, very high energy. It's it's right in that line with Jason Aldean and all those other guys. So Eric Church will be a great one.
Now, another country superstar, Kenny Chesney, is coming July 16th. I enjoyed reading about how you played basketball with him at Pershing.
We did. He came by, and we were working with a group called Police Productions, and a guy named Brad Garrett, and he brought Kenny Chesney, and I went back and looked, because we got some pictures with him. Kenny had hair, and and he wore a hat and stuff, and he's kind of changed his image a little bit since then, but he had great music back then. When you talk about someone who has a catalog of music, just like we talked about Rush, Kenny Chesney has so many great songs, and he's really kind of taken on that, that beach, Caribbean feel in a lot of his music. So it's been really, really good. He has his own rum company called the Blue Chair Bay Rum Company, and so we'll have a few of those samples there that night, and a lot of great things. Kenny used to play in Omaha back-to-backs, and I used to go over there and see him, to have him come to here. That's one of my bucket list items, was to get Kenny to play here, and so we're really looking forward to that. And
sounds like a nice guy.
We'll announce on-sale information fairly soon on that. So.
All right. Well, let's back up a little bit and talk about the big Fleetwood Mac concert. It turned out to be more interesting than most people predicted. I think it's going to be one of those things where after a few years, more people that weren't there will say, "Oh, I was there that night."
And it was a great show, and the band has been out there for a long, long time, and part of live music is that something always different can happen. Unfortunately, that evening, Mick Fleetwood was ill. He was transported to the hospital, and the band really did the best they could to kind of figure out what to do at the time, and the audience reacted very, very well, and we appreciate the way people have reacted, and we're glad that they came, and they did enjoy their time here, it's just one of those things.
One of those things.
One of those things with live music. So.
Let's look ahead now to the rest of the schedule for this spring and getting into summer. We've got Florida Georgia Line, and that's probably been selling really well too.
It's sold out. Usually there's we look for some releases to happen so we can tell some people, yeah, on this day there might be some marketing releases or something going on. This thing is sold out. Again, a really, really hot act. These guys come together very, very visual. You know, every song has a great hook. People sing along with what they do. You know, we are here in Lincoln, you know, on the cutting edge of country right now with Florida Georgia Line, Eric Church, Chesney. There's just a lot of great stuff, and you know, the way the community comes out and supports this stuff, those acts will continue to come.
Now, earlier in the show, we visited with Jeff Mull about the state high school basketball tournaments. That's always a special time, and I remember that excitement last year as the kids came into the arena and went, wow.
That's it. You know, kids, moms and dads, you get this. You know, they do exactly what you know. They look at the ceiling. They're just awed to be there. You know, the Huskers do such a great job there, and for the kids to be able to come in and play. And plus they're awed by the rail yard and by still by Lincoln. They love coming here. Parking is easy. They can go all the way through any place in Lincoln or any place through Haymarket and get a great meal and gather with friends and celebrate or commiserate, and so it's just so much fun to have them there, and the entire state comes here. We love that, to be able to put our best foot forward for the entire state.
That's right. March 15th, Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band. This will be a really fun show.
It is. It's kind of the soundtrack of a lot of our lives. I mean, all the stuff, and certainly the soundtrack for the Chevy commercials for years and years. But Bob had so many great songs and continues to put out new music. Still at the top of his game. Great backup band. That will be, and that show has already gone past their pre-expectations. As when they booked it with us, they asked if we can get to a certain number. We're beyond that number already. So, Lincoln again is, and there's still some great tickets left for this. So come on out to see Bob.
And the first of its kind for the arena, April 1st, is the big tennis event featuring some of the superstars.
It's it's 4 great tennis greats. They'll be able to play here. And again, I think we talked about it on one of the last shows that when you get up close and see how fast they play and the amount of strength and the agility, and they can drop those shots in perfectly, it's a real experience. So for them to come, we are right up there in second or third in ticket sales in the nation, and so it's great for them to come. They love the look of the arena so far. I know that you're certainly involved with tennis with your family, and there's just a whole lot of interest. And it also has that additional ability of really highlighting what they want to do out at Woods Park when they can rebuild and expand that tennis center there. And so I know that that's really going to be a great thing for the community to highlight and focus that, along with seeing some really great professionals.
I have a feeling the crowd will be pulling for Andy Roddick in that one.
It's nice to have the hometown boy here and to to kind of cheer him on. And not many people probably get to Wimbledon, but to see these guys play here will be great.
Monster Jam, and is this the second time it's been here?
This is the second time. For years and years we couldn't do it at Pershing because it was small and everything else. So. Be able to get Monster Jam there last year. Remember, they brought 8 big trucks to Pinnacle Bank Arena. We push all the bleachers back. Last year was on concrete. This year we'll have dirt, so we'll have some more mounds out there. We'll have that much more car crushing abilities with these guys. It's unpredictable what they'll do, and these guys are masters at just making these trucks do literally everything. And then you get somebody like Gravedigger, who seemingly doesn't care, and the truck ends up upside down or flipping over, and it's just so much fun. Great thing to bring the kids to, great thing for adults. What a fun show, and it's I think it's Saturday and Sunday this year, so 3 great performances and 3 great chances to see it.
And it'll be past basketball season, so you won't have to clear all that dirt out and put the court back
Yeah,
there.
Tim Miles talked to me and said, you can't have Monster Jam on the basketball floor, and so we agreed and we moved it past. So.
Something for the kids, Sesame Street Live, Let's Dance is coming up at the end of April.
It's nice to have them back. It's a midweek play this time, and I think it'll be really nice. A lot of times we used to have it in that end of January, early February time frame. Having it in April this year will be terrific. It'll be a little bit nicer for people to get out, bring the kids. It's always it's that great visual experience, and I still have friends who have younger kids, and they'll tell me that the kids from the last time they saw the show are still talking about it. It still makes such an impression. It's a wonderful family event, and very nice to have them back.
Something for the adults, Capital City Beer Fest May 2nd, and it's a really fun time to come and check out all the new brews. And there's always a new brew in town because they'll do the seasonals. And
That's right.
Always something interesting.
Well, and microbrews are so prevalent now, and all the new different stores that are, I mean, all the different shops that are making it. And it's really nice to be able to sample one after another, and just kind of get that range of flavors in there. Certainly all the brewers come out, put their best foot forward, talk to you about how they made it. There's just a lot of things to learn. It was a great event last year. We're really looking to coming back and having Beer Fest here for everyone.
Now, UNL commencement is coming up again May 8th and 9th, and how is university commencement, how is that working within the arena?
It's been terrific. It's been really nice. Anywhere from, the spring commencement obviously is the really large one. We were able to contain all of that and make that work. And even some of the smaller off-time graduations we've been able to do on a Friday night and Saturday. It's a very nice situation. They've got the ribbon boards and the video boards going. So it becomes, a celebration, and the students are highlighted. The faculty is certainly highlighted. It's a great day for UNL, and it's been working really, really nicely.
And they have a fun place to go celebrate afterwards.
They do, before and afterwards. The parking is easy. It's great to get, a lot of times if it's an away type of a venue, it's tough to get persons with disabilities or handicaps in. And Pinnacle Bank is set up very well for that. So they have great sight lines. It's easy with the elevators and escalators to get around. And it's a great time to celebrate and spend the day in Lincoln. And
the final event we want to talk about is A Night of Hope with Joel Osteen. This is another religious-themed event coming to the arena.
Joel's a very popular preacher out of Texas right now, and has a very large congregation, has video and TV programs on. Always talks about a message of hope, and they travel around the country, and Lincoln is one of their stops. And so they were initially scheduled for this fall. They had to move some because of some other commitments that ended up coming in. So having them back in May, it's selling well. People are excited about it. It'll be a very nice night at Pinnacle Bank Arena.
All right. Any other hints you want to give us on upcoming announcements?
We're working on more stuff, and I can tell you that Pinewood Bowl is starting to look really, really good. So hopefully next show we'll have a nice, maybe not all 10 or 12 shows, but we'll have a nice lineup of beginning shows at Pinewood. And I'm really excited about that. That's going to be terrific. And there's also some really good stuff that we're still kind of moving the pieces around to make it fit in at Pinnacle, but there'll be some more concerts coming up.
Well, thank you very much, Tom. We want to let people know you can find out everything you need to know about what's going on at the arena at pinnaclebankarena.com, and the ticket box office 402-904-5600. Thanks again, Tom.
Thanks, Diane.
And that is all for this month's Out and About show. I want to thank all the guests we had on today. Now, if you missed any of the events, stay tuned. We'll be running a list of events again right after this show. Thank you for joining us, and we hope to see you out and about.